Hello dear students, welcome to the lecture 9 of Introduction to Programming 2, aka Advanced Programming. Today we will continue from our previous lecture. I will start with cloning our lecture 8 code as usual. And meanwhile, let's also open our SQL Manager Server Management Studio. So if you are remembering, we were building a patient management system, and at the previous lecture we had built how an interface to update, delete or insert drugs with using fully autonomous entity framework. Okay, so let's rename this to lecture 9. If you have any questions regarding to our course lectures, please ask them through me Discord channel so that I can answer them in the lecture video or in the Discord channel. You don't have to be necessarily taking my course. You don't have to be a student of our university. You can ask me as you want. You can ask them through our Discord channel. Also, your feedback could help me to improve our lecture videos. Okay, so PMS system. In the PMS system, what do we have? We have diseases, drugs, login type, prescriptions, treatments, users, and user types. So far, I think we have only coded drugs and login and user types. So let's run our application to verify that. Okay, so we have register form, we have user types, we have login, and we have drugs. Okay, first we are going to enable drugs screen for only let's say medical doctors, and I want it fully hidden, not only be visible but not clickable. So let's change its status. How am I going to do that? In the app init, I am going to set, okay, it is not here. So maybe here. Okay, let's check our methods. Okay, here we have top login, top register, and btn login. I'm going to write a method here as set drugs panel, and this panel will do this. Let me show you. So where do we keep our logged in status? Okay, logged in operations, global methods. Okay, in our global methods, no, not here. So in here, No. We have login try. No, not this one. Okay, let's look from our method. So we have login try, login click. Okay, here. So this is inside login operations, and login operations is here. So I think I will move this to here, global methods, and we have login try. No, this is a user generated class. Yeah. Okay, and in the login operations, we keep logged in user here. So what am I going to do is I am going to set drugs panel status with if login operations dot tbl or logged in user is not equal null. Okay. Actually, I can do this with a null check like this dot here I should have user type. Okay. So in user types, what do we have? We have user type ID and user type name, right? So if it is not actually, yeah, not equal to medical doctor. Okay, two. Because this is ID matching, if I remember correctly. User type is here. Yes, you see, as you see, it is ID matching. So if it is not equal to, we will set main dot tvl top drugs visibility equal hidden. Okay, hidden. Else, we are going to set it as visible. And I also need to call this in two separate cases, actually three separate cases. Where do I need to set it change? I need to set it change in the init app here. Okay, so this is app init cs. Actually, this is also a custom class, therefore I will put it here. Okay, this will be as global methods dot change set drugs panel. Actually, let's rename this to a better name like set drugs panel visibility. Yeah. Now it will ask me to rename wherever it is linked, and it's only linked in here so far. Okay, it's automatically renamed as you see. And we are going to set it in login operations, login try. Actually, change login status. Yes, we can put it here. Yeah, now it should work. Let's retry to see whether it is working or not. So we will call that method when the application first run to hide that window. Yes, it is hidden. And we will change it after login. So let's try as patient one. Okay, patient one. Email will be at patient1@gmail.com, whatever. Password will be one, and user type will be patients. Register it, and then Okay, we are not automatically logged in. We should automatically log in user after registration. Okay, so we are going to call our login operations login try. Login operations and okay, it is inside custom classes, so let's add that using lecture 6 custom classes. You see lecture 6 is not changed. I mean the namespace, I could change it that easily, but I won't touch it right now. Or maybe I can show you. You just need to Control F namespace lecture 6, or actually lecture 6, because we don't have anything else as that name, to lecture 8. If I do that with entire solution, everything will become lecture 8 simply. However, it may break our application. I am not sure. We will see. I hope that it won't break, because I didn't take any backup. So it says it is not accessible. IntelliSense should update it. Okay, it says there is no. Yeah, this might have broken or something. Okay, maybe. Actually, this is lecture 9. Why did we change it to lecture 6? Let's change it to lecture 9 and see what happens. Okay, there could be a namespace naming here. Okay, everything looks correct. Let's check the properties. Okay, it is lecture 9. Lecture 9. Yeah, everything looks lecture 9. Maybe check the properties here. Okay, lecture 9. Okay, default namespace, I have to change that as well. And then let's see what happens. Okay, so we have one error and okay, other errors. Okay, so the problem is here. You see Microsoft Win FX targets, and probably there is something as, let's see, lecture. There must be a reference to. No. Okay, it says that lecture 8, lecture. Oh, I see. It says line 200. Okay, so we can't see lines here. So let's first enable that. And it is in the text editor and in here general or all languages. Okay, here wardrobe and line numbers, and in the line, okay, it is not here. Okay, this was an auto-generated code. Okay, so we have a lecture naming problem, and where it is positioned, lecture 9 main window. Yeah, everything looks correct. Maybe we just need to rebuild. Okay, we have a problem somewhere. Microsoft Win FX targets. It is inside. Yeah, this is not related to that. Let's open the error. Okay, it says that, oh, it is removed. So let's copy this error and correct root namespace tag in the project file. So it is related to somewhere here probably. Okay, in here we have cgproc. Let's open it. Yeah, here I have to change that to this. You see root namespace, and then now it should work. Let's run. Okay, so you see renaming the entire namespace is a bit problematic. Therefore, it may cause you some trouble. Okay, we were doing registration and then automatic login. Let's continue to that. Here we have added lecture 9 custom classes, and now we will call our login operations dot login try. You see login try takes main window, main, and therefore I need something else here. Normally this is reading the values that is coming from txt login email text and then the password of the text box. Okay, so before I do that, I need to set main window values as main.txt login email equal to, okay, before I reset them, main.txt email text, and then I need to set password as well. So the password here, okay, main.txt login password equal to this. Okay, I can't set it like that, but maybe this can work. I'm not sure. Yeah. Then I will just pass the main here. Okay, now let's retry to register and see if it is automatically logged in or not. By the way, this operation will be done after displaying user has been successfully registered. Okay, and here patient2 patient2 at gmail.com 1 and patients register. Okay, you see until I click OK, the application is not continuing. So this is the application blocking event, and when I click OK, it will continue. Okay, now you have successfully logged in, but we don't have any other screen. Therefore, even though we are logged in, we don't see our drugs panel right now as we are supposed to. Also, we didn't clear the text or other things of the register. Let's also clear them as main dot password txt. Okay, pv1 equal to nothing, or maybe there is clear. I don't know. Let's check it out. No, there is no clear. Okay, let's change this to and txt last name. Okay, actually you should also set an identifier to make them displaying as a registration. What I mean is, let me show you. So in here I will rename them, and I am hoping that it will automatically rename everywhere. Txt first name, or let's say register first name. Okay, it is renamed here, but I don't know if the references are renamed as well. No, no, it didn't rename. So this didn't work. So if I rename here, will it tell me to rename? Anyway, that would be a more appropriate name. So I won't spend time with that right now. You can do that, however. It wouldn't take too much time, by the way. Okay, so we are now able to register, and when we register as a patient, we don't see the drug stop. So let's register with a doctor authority. Okay, so Dr. 1 at gmail.com 1 and doctor register. Okay, register it. Okay, all fields are reset, and now I can click drugs stop. So when I click refresh, it brings me drugs. Let's add a drug. 25 9. So you see, when I click somewhere else, it will tell me there is new one, but they are not saved yet. Let's save. Oh, I see. I shouldn't set drug ID because it is set as an identity, if I see it correctly. Therefore, I need to disable editing of drug ID in the window so that user cannot enter or change the drug ID. Okay, so let's see if it is the case. Yes, it is identity. Therefore, I have to disable edit of drug ID. And how am I going to do that? I am going to do that simply with here. So the header of the drug ID will be equal to simply drug ID. Okay. And I will set it as edit change. Okay, let's see how do we do that. Cell style, perhaps. No. Can user read the resize clipboard content binding header style? Okay, there is read only, and I'm going to set it as true. So it will be only readable but not editable. Let's try again. Okay, I will log in as Dr. 2. Let's see. Users. Okay, Dr. 1. Yeah, Dr. 1. Okay, you have successfully logged in. Okay, login parameters, we didn't reset them yet, so they are here. And drugs, refresh. Okay, so you see I am not able to click or change or enter anything there. I have to write it here. Okay, it got a 0 default value, but I think it will be ignored. 8. And then save. Okay, now it is saved, and when I refresh, you see they are here as expected, and it is working great. Okay, so now we can Okay, after I log out, let's see if this drag window disappeared. Yes, it is disappeared, but we are still on that window, so we need to change back to login window. Okay, let's go to our logout button, and it is here. After that, actually I will just set it here, main. How can we do that? So yeah, I should do it here. Global methods dot main dot login top login is selected true, and once the user is logged out, we also need to check some other things. I mean, uh, in our application currently, user can change values even if they are logged out. Because we are not doing a server side or background check in our logged in operations. Okay, which is here. Let's move it to custom classes as well. Okay, so in here, I need to make a check. I need to check first, is user properly logged in as a doctor. So what I need to do is simply this. Okay, public static bu is a doctor logged in. Okay, and what this is going to do, it will just check this. If it is user type not to, return false. Okay, actually I need to check if it is equal to 2. If it is equal to 2, because there can be other user types as well, and we just need to allow for 2, it will return true, else it will return false. And I need to check that if is a doctor logged in equal to false, it will be hidden, else it will be true. You see, I am doing a method using approach and never a duplicate code. You also need to follow this practice. And in our logged in operation, first I need to check that if a doctor is logged in or not. So in global methods, is a doctor logged in? If it's equal false, return. So I won't allow none other than doctor user to be able to view, refresh, or save changes. So I will not allow them to either refresh or save the new data, okay, or the delete data. Okay, so for each of these methods I am checking is a doctor logged in. Okay, so let's retry and see. Okay, let's log in. Okay, now I can click, I can refresh, I can change anything, and I can save, refresh. Oh, it's not saved. I need to click. change, refresh. Okay. So milligram, okay. You see it is showing an error displaying. Why? Because we did set this as a small integer, if I remember correctly. And small integer can be maximum 32K. So if I make it like this, yes, now working great. And when I log out, now that screen is gone. And if I log in as a different user who is not a doctor, who is a patient, I won't have that drugs panel to see it. And I can now log out. Okay. Okay, everything is working as we want. However, assume that there were hundreds of or thousands of drugs. What can we do in that case? Okay, so in your project, I also want you to fill your database with uh, synthetic data so that you can show all of your features. First, let's insert some synthetic data into our database. To do that, actually, I'm going to find the drug list, medical drug list txt, some real database. Okay, there are some data here. Submissions, products, maybe here. Let's see it. Okay, there is ML. Product, no, but there is no marketing name, perhaps. Let's see marketing status. No. Okay, let's see submissions. No. Property, no. Okay, there is another. Okay, there is pharma downloadable data. I could also generate some random names and milligrams, but let's have some real data because it is easy to find, I believe, some uh, pharmacological names. Okay, there is a CSV data. I think I can open this as Notepad++. It would be faster. So let's extract it to here. Okay, Excel is causing too much time. Okay. Okay. So let's edit it with Notepad++. Okay, so there is some values, milligram capsule. Okay, fair pharmacare. Okay, so maybe this is the name. Yes. So you see they are ending with their milligrams, I think, but not all of them. Okay, so there is the milligrams are written in here. Okay, so I need to parse this data and add them to my database. Okay, there is a rampant capsule. Top humanity. Okay, so I think I can extract data from this one easily. Yeah, this looks nice. So let's add some data to our database from this file. Okay, how am I going to do that if you wonder? in my drugs panel, okay, there are some columns automatically generated which I don't want. You see, when you are working like this, you can accidentally generate. Okay, let's add a button to here, and I will call it as load data into database. Okay, we can load data. Okay, action load drug data. Yeah, let's compose the click event. Okay, it is ready. Let's write it as load ready data. Here it will tell me to compose a new method, and I will do it. Here, okay, it's internal. Yeah, fine. And where is our data located? Let's add this. Oh, it is 70 megabytes, so it is pretty big. But if I add it to my project, it should be able to load into GitHub repository, so it's fine. Let's add that data into another folder as static data here, and I will add an existing item from documents and all files here. Okay, I need to copy this data to debug folder, otherwise it wouldn't work. So I'm going to set it as copy if never, and its type build action will be, yeah, let's set it as none, and let's run the application to see if it is copied as expected or not. That build action makes a lot of difference about how that will be treated. And do we see it here? Type no. Okay, let's recheck. Yes, it is not copied. Therefore, I need to change build action to not none, but I think content. Yeah, now let's start again. Okay, now I see static data here. It's copied. All right. Actually, I didn't check this folder was existing or not. Oh, we also have some problem in our. Okay, yeah, I need to change this. Did we make the column previously? I don't remember. I think one moment. I need to take copy of this button first, then I can Control Z and let's see. Yeah, now it is working. So that wasn't unnecessary. That wasn't unnecessary. And then in the drugs tab, we are going to add our button at the bottom. Then I will put it. Okay, like this. Okay. So we can now code. What we are going to do is we are going to simply read values in this CSV file. So it will be under static data. For each, I need to add using system IO input output operations here, and we will read file dot read lines. We don't need to read all of them at once, therefore this should work, and we are line. Okay, so what is the format? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, the 10th item is the drug name, and that's all I need. So name equal to var line dot split and the 10th item, and then I am going to get its milligram. How am I gonna do that? I am going to split it into parts, and I think I just need to extract the double values inside it. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can do it like this. So equal to var line dot split, not var line, vr drug name, and for var split lines dot count or length, and if contains or equal to, yeah, let's say equal to if it is equal to milligram, then I have the milligram as a previous value. So in here I am going to generate an instance of TBL drug. Here my drug, something like this, leave TBL drug, and the TBL drug dot dose milligram. So our dose is set as small integer. Therefore, if it is not an integer, I would have a problem. Therefore, I think I will make it like this. Equal to convert to int 32. Okay, split vals and I minus 1. Okay, it's expecting short, therefore to int 13, 16, yeah, and then break, and the drug name will be set here. Okay. Okay, so for faster insert, I will insert data for each 100 items. So to be able to do that, I will add a counter like this. It will start from 1 and it will get increased by 1. And I am going to also add a using PMS context, my context equal to new context. Okay. Okay. And what we are going to do is we are going to add it to our context, but how? If my drug dot dose milligram not equal to 0. Okay. Then my context dot tvl drugs dot add. So it will say, it says begins tracking the given entity and any other reachable entities that are not already being tracked. Okay. So I will just simply add my drug. Okay. And for 100 each item. Okay, so if our counter is equal to, or let's say percent like this, I will just call save changes. Okay. However, this would currently this would freeze my application interface because we are not using any multi-threading. We are blocking the main thread, and therefore, until this operation is completed, our screen will be frozen. And let's see what happens. So let's log in as a doctor. Okay, here, and let's start loading. Okay, we have a problem. Yeah, we have forgotten to add static data folder name. Okay, it should be like this. Yeah. Oh, one moment, I made mistake. Okay, like this, or let's like make it like this. Yeah. I think the opposite would work as well. Okay. Okay, so there are some inputs that doesn't match, but it looks correct. Why? Okay, it was not able to convert this into an integer. So I think what I'm going to do is simply like this. Int 36 try parse, so there won't happen any errors. Yeah, this is the out and this is the split. Okay, so if it remains as 0, okay, why not working? A property or indexer may not be passed as an out ref parameter. Yeah, so therefore what I'm going to do is if okay will be equal to okay, so if it is parsed successfully, then it will be assigned to those milligram. So you see, our small int is not precise. Yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to change our database. So we need to change this from small integer to I think decimal. Yes. Decimal, but with precision too. So yeah, I think this would be better. We can save them as double as well, but decimal precision 2 should be better. Decimal precision 2. Yeah, I think I will make this as, let's make this as 12. I don't think so there would be such milligram. And maybe we can make it even 10. Yeah. Let's save it. And after we make save, okay, we need to change our references as well. So let's reverse engineer. And okay, so it will cause us some other type changes as well. So there we could have, okay, not, this is not the correct database. It is from my other lecture. Okay, I need to add a new database. So let's first, one moment. Get the server name. Okay, then it will be PMS. Okay. Okay, everything is here. Okay. Okay, this will be refreshed. Yes. So now, drug milligram will be a type of, let's see, what is this? Let's go to the class. It will be type of decimal. Yes, and you see decimal. Okay, so we are going to change our try parse into decimal. And let's make it as DC try. And it will be decimal try parse. And DC try. Yes. Now it should work. Let's delete the older data. And okay, let's try what happens. Now we should be able to hold milligrams correctly as supposed to be. Okay, and refresh, there is nothing. Let's load and let's see. Okay, they are getting loaded as you can see, and pretty fast. You see, there are also duplicate values as you can see, and I think we can prevent that. However, how could we prevent it? If I add a unique index, I wonder if that would cause an error. Yeah, probably that would. I don't know if Entity Framework would handle that or not. You see so many duplicate drugs. They are duplicate. Okay. It is working, but we are adding duplicate values. So we want to prevent duplicate addition. And to be able to do that, we can add a unique index. Okay, let's open a new instance of SQL Server Management. If you are not able to add a new index, just open a new instance. I don't know, sometimes it is getting bugged or something. Unclustered index. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to add drug name and drug dose. Okay, so let's change the order. The order is important. Why? Because if you the more identifying column should come first. So the milligram is not the most identifying one in here. The most identifying thing is the name, then the milligram. And this will be unique. Okay, so when I set it unique, it will throw me an error right now because there are duplicate values. Just you see, let me show. You see, index failed because there are duplicate values. And to prevent it, I need to delete the existing values. Okay, and now it will be successful. However, now when I try to add with the usual method, I think I will get errors. I'm not sure if Entity Framework will handle that or not. So let's see. Oh, let's refresh our table. Maybe it will also take into consideration that index. I'm not sure. Okay, let's make this comment out. And let's go to TBL drugs. Okay, there is index and it is unique. Yeah, maybe it will consider this as well. I'm not sure. Let's see. You see, it has index, name of drug name, name of dose, milligram. If it handles this, I can say it is awesome. It will make our job much easier. It will just sort out the duplicate values. And let's load. I hope no error. Okay, we got an error. So you see, we got inner exception. I wonder if there is an easier way. Okay, let's see if there is any easier way. Okay, there is add or update. And it says add or update here. Maybe that would work. Let's try that. Add or I think it may be requiring another reference. Let's see. Mm. It is requiring these entity migrations, and when I edit, okay, Microsoft Entity Framework Core, we are using this. So okay, there is update entity. Okay, there is add or update. Let's see if update works or not. Yeah, there is update. Okay, begins tracking the given entity and entry is reachable from the given entity using the entity state modified state by default, but see below for cases. Okay. And recursive is let's see, I'm not sure if this would work or not, so I will just delete the existing drugs and retry. Okay, and let's just run. Okay. Okay, so update didn't work. Yeah, probably our mass insert will not work if we follow this, but what we can do is alternatively for each item, instead of the counter, we can save changes at each row. So that should remove our problem, because after each row save, it will just check the database, I believe. I'm not sure. Let's try it. So if it exists, it will update. If it not, it will insert. But this will be probably slower. I am sure there can be a way to make it faster. Like we can keep the local cache of all drugs and then load them later. Oh, I see. Update is not working because it is also checking primary ID. Yeah. Because their primary ID is different. It didn't work, so what else we need to do? Hmm. Okay, looks like there is no easier way. So we need to check that whether it exists or not. Okay, find useless primary key. Therefore, I need to look for so select. Yeah, here dot equal to. mm, okay, if this will return something. Okay, now this will become bool. Why? Okay, so if this is empty, No, we will add, and then okay, with this approach I think this should work. I'm not sure though. Yeah, let's try. So this should also use the local cache as well. However, each time it will make a database query too if it is not in the local cache. I don't know how much performance it will have. Why we are doing interesting. This is interesting. Why? I think we need to use var, not select. Yes, I know the reason. Var, and now it will return a drag, and if it is not null, yeah, now it should work fine. Var and select make difference in the entity framework link queue. Why do we still get errors? I know. Because this is not checking the local cache probably. I think I also need to check local and then if okay, I'm going to make another check here. This time I will check local. I'm not sure if this will work or not. Let's try. First we will check database, then we will check the local. Actually, I can handle local myself too. Yeah, it would be even faster. If this doesn't work, I will do that. Okay, looks like working. Let's see how many drugs we have added so far. Okay, you see now we are adding much slower, but each one is unique. As you see, we are even able to add lower milligrams like this. Okay, we are adding so much drugs, but you see our interface is completely frozen, and I am going to show you how we can fix it. You see this is frozen, everywhere is frozen because currently this thread is running under the main thread, under the main window thread. Therefore, it is blocking the entire thread until it is completed. Therefore, my user interface is completely frozen. Okay, so now I will show you that. Okay, so uh, we are going to use a task factory to start as a new task and update our interface. We have done that before, but it will be good to remember again. Okay, so let's open that tab here. And let's add a, oh, we already have a label, so we can use that. And okay, here, yeah, I think I can encapsulate this within a task like task.factory start new. Okay, it will be sub task. Okay, so here our parentheses begin, here it ends. Oh, we need to move this to here. Okay, so this is self-encapsulating task. And now to be able to update our label, we also need to change how this work as with like this. Okay, here I need is, okay, what do I need? We need, okay, dispatcher begin invoke. Yeah, I have remember it. And we need a delegate. I can't remember the exact, okay, I can't remember the exact syntax, so I'm going to check it. Okay, begin invoke self delegate. I'm going to put. So where is the examples? No. Okay. Oh, new action delegate. Yeah. So this is the formula. I mean the syntax. New action. And inside here, what do we have? We have delegate. Maybe it was like this. Okay, one moment. Oh, so action is self-encapsulated like this. And then actually it is telling that this is an action. And then it is like this. Yes, now I understand. So this is simply same as dispatcher, but here we are putting this to exclusively tell the compiler that this is an action, and we will just put this inside here. Okay, so now this will support multi-threading as well, threads as well. And in our task factory, what we are going to do is we are going to update the label. As I think we can update the label as with 100 changes so far inserted. Drugs count perhaps. Yeah, I will make it like this so we won't get increase of the counter if we are not adding it. And this continue will continue this loop, yes. Okay, and let's add. Okay, now let's see. Let's delete all existing drugs. Oh, do we increase the counter somewhere? Oh, I have to increase it actually here, not there. Okay, let's stop and let's make it like this. Okay, let's log in with our user and let's go to drugs, refresh, there is nothing. Let's load. You see interface didn't freeze and you see how fast we are inserting into database. And when we select count star from TBL drugs, okay, let's see. Oh, this counter and this is not matching, as you can see. So we have an error somewhere. Where do we have error? Simply, okay, we have counter. We only count. Oh, I know. So if this is not null, we also need to continue. I see. I think I can fix this. So this is too much increasing. How to fix is simply let's define a bool here, false, and we will set it true here. And then, okay, if, okay, we'll edit, then continue. Now it should work better. Okay, and let's restart the application. Okay. Okay, let's log in. And let's start loading. Okay, so you see it is now much slower and probably totally correct. Okay, as you can see. Yes. Okay, you see there is a one difference because we have started the counter from 1 instead of 0. And this is how we are adding the database. This can be speed up with tuning, such as we also keep all drugs in the memory and we do a faster check rather than SQL checking. And but it should work pretty fast as well right now. Okay, so I'm going to stop the application. Now we have so many drugs, okay, and when we load we were limiting it to 100 as here, because if we take 100,000 drugs into the screen, that would make our application unusable. So when I load, refresh, you see there are so many drugs like this. And yeah, we can make it like this. We see their IDs, we see their milligram doses, and and yeah. However, let's say I want to see drugs that have over 10 milligram dose. How can I do that? I need to add sorting and filtering. Okay. So how am I gonna do it? Meanwhile, I am doing it. I will load more data into the database. Okay. So how am I going to do that? I will just uh, delete this, copy and paste this so I can work. And you see in your project, I am expecting same from you. You should have a lot of data in your database to display your application. Okay, not just few data. You can generate synthetic data or find a data from internet, whatever, it is fine. Okay, let's close this. Okay, currently, of course, it is causing a slowness in my computer, but it is fine. So we need to add filtering options. Let's start adding them. First, we should add some sorting, such as sort by, let's say, sort by milligram or sort by name. We can do each of them. So let's add two sorting options. Okay. So we will support both of them. To do that, we are going to add combo box, and I will do it with let's say values and naming. I mean, I will bind it to a class list. I will show you. So let's make this like this and make it like this. Okay. So I will add it into the init, and I think we can define a class here, or let's define that class. Okay, it's fine to define it here as well. Public class sorting options. Okay, and what it is going to have, it will have property integer, or yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, maybe we should make it yeah, I will put enum instead of that, enumeration, and which sorting, I will name it like that. So it will have sort by drug name ascending, sort by drug name descending, and sort by milligram or dose, drug dose ascending, sort by drug dose descending. We can also add a sorting with ID, sort by ID ascending, sort by drug ID descending. Okay. Okay. And then it will have another value. So this doesn't have to be inside it, but let's keep it inside it. Yeah, it should work. It is going to have two properties. First one will be which sorting as which option or sort option, and then it will have another property. Okay, it says inconsistent acceptable property. Yeah, this has to be public as well, so that it can be public. And then public string srnum name. Okay. If we can we give a name for this? Let's see, C# enum values custom names. I don't know if it is possible, but okay, here can. Okay, so we can try display. Yes, it's a good idea. So here, let's see why it is not working. Okay, we add annotations. Okay, since we can set enumeration as well, I think we don't even need this class. And display will be sort by. Okay, why do we have a problem with this? Okay, let's see. Auto-generated field, auto-generated filter, description, group name, name. Yeah, I need name equal to. Okay, sort by drag name ascending. Okay, sort by drag name ascending. Yeah. Now let's set enumerations to other ones. Ascending and sort by drag those ascending. Okay, drag those descending. These annotations are extremely useful. You can use it for simply anything. And drag those descending and drag ID ascending and drag ID descending. Okay, so this will be their display name. Okay, and we are adding drugs, but they are getting slower due to our unoptimized queries. So we need to optimize our query. Okay, one moment. Okay. All right, and okay. So it has become too slow due to our both cache querying and database querying. I believe we may be at the end of our RAM memory. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Okay, I could do a lot of optimization and prevent it to be like this, but that is not our topic at the moment. Maybe I can do it at the end of the lecture, so I will just let it be like this. We could have also an error thrown, so it is not working anymore, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's continue. So what we are going to do is we are going to have a list of enumeration and bind it to our combo box. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? Okay, so this first combo box will be okay. Actually, I will just sort it with a single option. So you could also do it with multiple options as well, but it is not necessary to show right now. Combo box. Okay, CMB sorting drugs. Okay, so this will have okay something like this in our application in it. Means CMB sorting drugs item source will be equal to new list, and I think okay. Okay, it will have this enumerations. So in here we will have them like this. Or yeah, let me check something. Let's see if this is possible. Okay, so it is possible like this. Okay, and enum get values type of which sorting. Let's see how will it be displayed. Okay, and let's close this. We have enough number of items. It's fine. So probably an error happened, and since it was running in the thread mode, we didn't see it. Okay, so here, let's refresh and let's see. Okay, so currently it is displaying their value. However, I need to display their display name. And how can I set it? Okay, display name of enums in combo box. Let's see. Someone has already asked that. Okay, value member value description. Yeah, maybe something like this. Okay, main. Let's see what will this generate, but okay, this will be value member. There is no value member. Okay. Type converter. Okay, and then okay, let's ask it in another way. Wow, I see. Hmm. So this looks like the correct way, but let's see. So there is data source and item source. But there is no display member. Why? Okay, there is display member path. And what happens if I make it as name? Because it is the name. I hope this works, but I'm not sure. We will see. Oh, nothing. Mm, Okay, someone has already asked. Yeah, maybe I need to set description and implementation. I see. Oh, a lot of extra code. Hmm. So there is get. It returns the value. No, this is set. Okay, on property change it. And then okay, this is what we have, and then there is I class converter. Add example. Okay. So there is an enum helper class, and hmm. Oh, there is also converter. This looks kind of this looks better, I think. There is view model and selected value search type, item source and search types. Yeah, this one. Okay, let's try this implementing. So here, static enumerable get enum t. So get values object. I need to use this perhaps. Maybe like this. and it is supposed to take this. Type of T. Get enum search types. Yeah, why it is not working? Maybe to list, perhaps. No. Yeah, looks like we need a converter. Mm. Or we can have a temporary class to hold data of enum, such as, I think that would be a simpler solution. But that defeats the purpose of using enumeration. Okay, let's see. Why there is no cast effects time? I don't understand why there is no easier way. So much code. Yeah, I think instead of this, I'm looking if there is any easier solution, but there doesn't seem to be. Mm. Can we define a converter of this? No, there is no converter or something like that. Mhm. Yeah, let's make it a different way. So let's add a public class. I will go with the easier solution, and sorting options, I will name it as, and here it will have sorting option, by the way. It will have an enumeration like this. Which sort we can name it as. Then it will have a public string as prop string description, and I will make it automated. Let me show you. So here we are going to have a list of sorting option as options, private void init sorting options, and inside here we are going to get enumeration. Okay, okay, and how do we enumerate it? Like this, yeah. So we also need this anomaly. Okay, for this we need reflection and component model. Yeah. So here we will use description instead of name. It is still not that easy, but easier to understand. And here we are going to have a for each. First, this will be public static or private static, doesn't matter. And we will initialize it with like this. Then we will sort this. Okay, type of car, sort. And here what we are going to do is we will add new elements to our list, new sorting option item. Okay, here we will have description. So the description will be string value of sort, and which sort will be equal to, I think, just sort. Yeah, it should work like this. Okay, and we need to call this on our init application here, and we will set item source equal to our list here, and the display member path will be equal to sr description. Okay, like this. I think other solutions were harder to understand, so we just added a one helper method like this, and a method like this to initialize our list automatically from our enumeration. Okay. Oh, it's still not working. Why? We just set the display member path as sr description. Maybe they are not working. Let's restart to see. Yeah, yeah, our method has a problem. So here we have a problem. It is looking for description attribute. We already have description. So what is not working? Oh, I see. Not display, but description. So it has to be like this. Yeah, let's make it like that. Okay. Okay. Description equal or yeah, no equality. Okay, let's see. Yes, now working. So we will replace this with this. Why not working? Interesting. Okay. Let's manually fix it. All right, let's restart. I would expect that it would be easy to just bind it to description, but it appears that there is no easier way. So we had to have some extra coding, and now working. Okay, so now time to code our sortings. How we gonna do it? We are going to do it in our login operations and in here. So you see, we are going to have we are going to call this method, but this time we will take into our sorting. Okay, so we are going to have a switch, and this switch will take global dot global methods dot main dot combo box user sorting drugs. Okay, and maybe it will auto generate. Let's try to generate it with switch autocomplete. No, didn't work. Okay, so which cases we have here? Actually, I need to use selected item, and yeah, now it should work automatically. Yeah, let's retry. Selected item dot no selected item, and I have to convert it to sorting. What was our enumeration name? Let's name it as en. Yeah, and here we will change them. Okay, let's make the width bigger. And here maybe like this. Okay, to be able to use it, I am going to add using static lecture app in it. So here, now that I can use it, and now it should automatically generate, I think, switch. Okay, they are automatically filled, as you see, and now based on the selected option, I will use it. So this is the default option, ascending order, you see. Now let's sort the descending. Okay, descending here. And let's sort by name. So it will simply take name, ascending, and then we are going to sort by descending, and then let's sort by those. You see, it is being harder when you use entity framework. I could make this much easier with traditional database functions methods, but it also has downsides. This also has downsides, so you have to decide. Okay, so we also need something else for this to work. What do we need? When combo box is changed, we need to call our refresh method. So it will be automatically getting refreshed. So let's go to here and here. We are going to add an event here. So let's say selection changes. Where is it? Here. I double click, the event is simply generated, and it will just simply call this method. You see how it is good to write methods instead of copy pasting code. It just reduces your code, reduces the need of writing more code. Okay, let's log in. Let's refresh. Do we have a problem? Oh, okay. So we also need something. If there is nothing selected, it would cause error. Therefore, we are going to init the application with a selected option. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is our default. Therefore, we are going to set selected index equal to 4. Okay. So this will be default selected index. It will be same as the previous working. Say it will be by default sort by ID ascending. Okay. You see sort by ascending. Refresh. Okay, we have selected unable to cast object type sorting option. Why? Why? Yeah, there is which sort? Oh, I see. I need to get this. However, I am not able to get interesting selected item. So this is object. Oh, I know the reason. I know the reason. First, I need to type this into our class here, which is sorting option. And then I need to get, okay, I need to add another parenthesis here. And then I need to get which sort. Okay, now it will work. So we will cast it first, the type of the class that this list is holding. Which list? The list we bound as an item source to our combo box. Okay. Because that list contains type of objects, type of sorting option objects. Okay, let's log in and refresh. Okay, they are working and sorted by ID. Let's change sorting to drug name. Okay, you see drug name descending order and it is starting from letter Z. Let's sort by those. Okay, you see there are up to uh, 8,400 milligrams dose, and it is milk thistle as a drug. I think this is supplementary thing, if I remember correctly. And there is kava, ginger, garlic. Yeah, garlic is also the garlic we know. Okay. So maybe you can, oh, this also sorts, but this is locally sorting. This is not sorting the entire database. This is sorting within the results. For example, if I make it ascending, I think here, uh, you see it is going as low as 0.02 milligram. It is ethinyl estradiol, so this is probably a really dangerous drug. Let's see it. What is it is? Okay. Yeah, it is an hormone related drug. Anyway, and so yes, it is working great as expected. We can sort them automatically within their displayed results. I will also show searching, filtering in the next week, so I think this is enough for this week. Let's take our notes. Okay, let's open. Okay, here and here. Did we take any next week? Okay, yeah, we did that. Nice. Let's open lecture 9. Context. Okay. So in lecture 9, what have we done? Okay, how to hide and display a tab according to the authority of the logged in user. Okay, how to load a ready CSV dataset into the database with entity framework. Okay, how to utilize task factory to prevent user interface freeze. Okay, how to update label from subthreads subtasks with begin invoke or dispatcher. Yes, dispatcher. Okay, what else we have displayed? Oh, how to add uniqueness constraint to a database table with defining a unique index. Okay, and how to ensure unique adding to the database when using entity framework. Okay, or how to achieve the element. Let's say how to achieve how to add sorting features to your data grid displayment when using entity framework for automatic display, insert, update, delete. For example, we are doing sorting, but we can still change values. I am going to make this as, let's say, 001 milligram. Okay, so it will be at the top. So this is 15 15 6 as an ID, and you see there is one modified. Let's save. Okay, save it. Let's refresh, and you see now it is refresh it in the database, so it is working. I can also delete the ones that I want. For example, delete, save, delete it, and refresh. Okay. Auto sorting feature. How to bind all elements of an enumeration to a combo box. Display description of enumeration of enum items in the combo box. Okay, and how to display description of enum items in the combo box. Okay, how to get selected enumeration of first bound combo box. Okay. Okay, so we had to write this method to get the value or description of the enumeration. We also had to write this to add all values of enumeration dynamically. So whatever I add here, I don't need to change any other code. It will be fully automatic. Of course, I would need to change the sorting options. And do we use this? No, we don't use this. Let's remove this because it may get you confused. Okay, let's test it again. Okay, I will also get a new backup of the database so you can use it. And what else did we do? Logged in operations. Okay, let's log in. Okay. So inserting the database was really slow, right? So I am going to make an optimization. Okay. What kind of optimization I'm going to make, you wonder? Let me show you. Of course, this would require some extra RAM memory, but it should work because our values are not that much big, not that big. So let me show you the optimization first. I will load okay to cage. How am I going to do that? So this will load everything into the cage. I think, yeah. Then first I will check the cage. Then I will check the database. Actually, I don't need even to check database. Okay. So let's remove this because we are doing a full local caging. And let's see. So it should load everything into database right here. Let's see how much RAM it will increase. I mean, it should load everything in the database to the RAM here. Then we don't even need to check the database anymore because they will be in the local or not. So it will be pretty fast. Of course, it would require more RAM memory. If you had millions of items, you can do that. Okay, let's see. We are at the 700 megabyte. And okay, we can see we have got 120 megabyte. Okay, it didn't even increase anything. I don't know if it did work. Okay, let's let's go to this part, jump, and oh, it was 0. So let's go here, for example. Okay, so there is 200 milligram. It is probably exists in the database already. Okay, it wasn't null because it did get it from the local cache. So let's see the speed of our algorithm. Okay, it is still very slow. Oh, I know the reason, because it is now first parsing the first records uh, above 3000. Then it will start adding them. Currently it is parsing, so we can actually display two indexes. Let's do that. Okay, so let's add edit counter, rename it, and then add processed counter. Okay, so for processed, it will get increased each time when process like this. And let's display it here as well. Okay. Drugs. Okay, and yeah, like this. So we need to change it to here. But if it is not edit, we do continue. Oh, I see. So I also need to change this and change this as well. So here, and remove this. Let's see how fast we will process records. Okay, let's log in. Let's see. Okay, so we are processing with this speed. This file has so many. Okay, so this shouldn't have happened because when we edit, it should get into local. Okay, how many edit? 3. Interesting. So probably this is not getting into local cache. So I also need to add this to local cache perhaps. Let's see if it will work. Can we add to local? Okay, and set the 0 as well. And let's see what happens. I am not sure if this will work, but it should work. Because first we are loading everything into the memory. Then we are adding them to local, and meanwhile I will look something else too. Let's open the Chrome. Okay. Entity frame versus context net. Okay, so yeah, it is not working. I wonder why. Okay, there are 3,498 members. I will test something. Let's put a breakpoint here. Okay. I think I will leave this to solve next week. So meanwhile, you can work on that until next week, and maybe you can figure it out before me. So it will be also a nice working for you. So we have in the local, okay, 3,498. Okay, let's see the local. Oh, I think I may know the reason. So in here, so this is its name. Maybe there is case sensitivity problem. Oh no, this doesn't exist yet. Okay, let's continue. But it throws an error. Why? There is no such record like this. Okay, it says that there is a duplicate key. Yeah, this is related to database itself, so I will do a like query to see. Okay, I see it already exists like this. So where is this difference coming from? So when I look for it like this, let's see if it will come. I copy pasted it. It doesn't come. Do you think why? Why do you think? But when I search like this, I see it is here. Here, as you see. Ah, because these drug names are encapsulated with yeah, I know the reason because we didn't remove this. So I need to search them like this. When I search it like this, yeah, it is here. And let's see the features of this one. Okay, let's restart. What may be causing this error? Okay, let's see. 0.125. Do we have that? Yes, we have it. But this one has different. So drug name and dose. Okay, and when we go here, we only have one drug edit. Yeah. And when we save it, it is not working. Why is that happening? When we see the script, it takes drug name and dose, milligram. So something is not right here. Oh, I know the reason. Okay, I have figured out the reason. I will leave it to you and I want you to find it. Okay. Okay. So let's take some notes. Next week, show why is producing an unhandled error and add searching feature. Okay. Okay. I want you to find out the reason. I have found it. So I will take a backup of the database and add it to our source code as well. So I will be able to use it exactly as me. Okay, let's go to our temporary folder and no, not this one. Okay, DB folder here. Let's remove PMS. Okay, PMS backup. Let's copy and paste this into our source code. Lecture 9 here. Okay, and let's push to repository. Okay. Okay, it says it is larger, but it is accepted, I think. Let's check our repository to verify. Okay, let's open our repositories. Yeah, it's updated. Lectures here, lecture 9. And inside our static data, yes. Okay, everything is working, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you next week. End of lecture 9.